Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Aaron Rodgers, Packers. What happened? Oh man. All bad. So many levels. Yeah, the 49ers happened to them. Defensive front, turnovers, all sorts of nasty. We're going to break into it, go details, deep dive, handful of plays, really dig into it. I know Aaron Rodgers often gets a pass, and so we're going to see I'm going to be as transparent, authentic, kind of unbiased as I possibly can be. See exactly, let me know if y'all disagree with my take in the comments after the video, but let's dive into it, see exactly what the film says, what the video says, what the All 22 says. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Packers. All right, you know what time it is. If you love this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications when we put more content out, when we go live, and we're going live soon. I'm telling you, it's in the works. Also, in addition to, besides subscribing, please think about joining, get the memberships, get the badges, get the emojis, get all the fun stuff, support the channel. I appreciate it. Let's dive into the film. All right, the first clip we're looking at is a crucial 3rd and 7, late in the first quarter. They're going to shift out to empty. And really, they've got double slants up top and kind of an under seam corner thing going on at the bottom of the screen. Looks like Aaron's working up top. The ball definitely needs to go to the outside slant. No doubt about it. For whatever reason, he hesitates, thinks he can spin outside, and Bosa, and just ridiculous reach, pulls him down. Big, strong, impressive rookie on a number of levels. But quarterback play-wise, I can't tell you why he turned it down right here. He's got winners on the outside on both sides of this. Now, you don't know what the read is, but oftentimes to the left, when you have double slants, is where you're going to want to work versus middle field open. This middle field open, I'd probably say quarter, half. For whatever reason, he didn't like it. He thought he could spin out of it. He normally can spin out of it. Right here, we'll see the All 22. When it shifts out, we'll be able to see we're just going to get slants up top. And then at the bottom of the screen, we're going to get a variation of some sort of under. Now, you don't know exactly what the read is that we're talking about, that what's going on in their quarterback world. But down here, bottom-wise, we're going to get a little under with clear outs right here. Up top, where I think he's going with this ball, is this is basically a double slant. And versus middle field open, this double slant is usually the side you want to work. It's usually an inside-out read. This guy can't be right. He hesitates on the inside. The ball needs to go directly to the outside slant on time in rhythm. Now, for whatever reason, Aaron's drop here isn't what I would say is the most consistent, best use kind of to throw a slant. Normally, you wouldn't take a 3-step from a shotgun. You just take one and throw it. But for whatever reason, when that flat defender commits right there to the number 1, that ball needs to go outside to the number 2. And what I mean by number 1, usually I'm talking about the inside slant. No to the number 2, the inside slant. Yes to the outside slant. And then for whatever reason, if you were to work the bottom of the screen, you basically got a little clear and a hook, and you got that under. Now, he's definitely working the top. And you, without talking to him or knowing what the read is, I can't tell you. But occasionally, I've been in some concepts before that will let you in 3-step go from one side to the other to an under. And that's kind of what it looks like he's doing. We'll see it from the back end. But if you were to say no to the slants up top, you'd want to come back down here to the bottom of the screen, hit the outside guy, 16 coming across on the under. For whatever reason, now he's relying on his ability to make plays, make things happen, break in the pocket, and obviously he's had a bunch of success doing it. But right here, it doesn't. And this is a crucial down. We see the check in the back end right here, 29, safety, making the check. Some probably variation of balanced quarters. When that kind of arm check with the T. Again, 1, 2, 3, no. Back to the under, no. Now he's looking down. Right here, you see him go no to the under. Now he's looking down at the rush. Spin out of it. Nope. Normally, yes. Bosa, ridiculous reach, ridiculous strength. Come on down, buddy. Thumbnail. Next one we're looking at is the next 3rd down. Again, a massive 3rd down. Now, watching this during the game, Troy Aikman, I want to say it was Troy Aikman, made it seem like this was a 4-week situation where he should be hot. In reality, I'm going to say that there's an element, more than an element. This is on the pass protection unit. Now, we won't be able to solve it by any means, but when we watch it from the All 22, you have 7 guys protecting, and they do not have 7 guys blitzing. So in some element, someone is wrong. Now, the right guard is definitely wrong on some level. But we'll talk about who the back's going to, where the center declaration is. This is going to be a pass protection riddle for us here. And again, they couldn't solve it in a live broadcast. We'll try to solve it with the all-22. But again, without being in the pass protection unit meetings, nope, I can't tell you for sure who's right and who's wrong. But I can tell you from a quarterback perspective, he shouldn't be hot. He's surprised. He looks like he's surprised and he gets hit here. Now, obviously, the ball security is a different thing. This is just a great play by the defender. I love the fact going there, hit the ball. Williams, great job. But you can tell how startled he is. And we'll really pay attention to it from the back end to be able to see the pass pro. But again, this is just a three-man route up top. Now, there's nowhere to go. This is 3rd and 7. Pretty sure they're trying to get Adams here. One-on-one with Sherman on a little double move. But again, Revis Island, the critique, never playing man-to-man. This is just off zone. He's way off. He doesn't fall for the double move. They're never going to be there. Not a whole lot of places to go. If you're not going to go to Adams on the double move, doesn't look like anybody else is open either. But again, the pass protection unit here, the breakdown, there's obviously some massive gaps here as far as what's going on now. We'll try to solve it here. So pass pro wise, I can't tell you exactly where they're going. I can tell you that they have 7 guys, 6 to the line of scrimmage, and 1 back, and they do not have 7 guys blitzing. So I love keeping 7 guys in here. Know that you shouldn't be hot. They should be blocked up here everywhere. We'll watch this a handful of times just to be able to see if we can figure out where the center's going to, but the center's definitely going left. So to me, this is they are trying to make sure, you definitely want the left tackle blocking Bosa. So we're coming out here. Here, looks like these 2 are going to these 2. Okay, it looks like the right guard is eyeballing in, but I mean, he's got somebody right on him. Obviously, the right tackle, you want the right tackle blocking the defensive end. So you got this matchup. Now, this right guard has got to make a decision. Now, I'm going to say the tight end is probably definitely going out here, but he's there to chip Bosa. So again, that's a lot of drawings. He's here to help. So these 2 are going here to here. It looks like these 2 are going here to here. Now, this puts the right guard in a bit of an issue. Got a dude right over him. We got issues. Right tackle, we definitely want blocking the guy with his hand on the ground. We're going to go to the defensive end right here. This right guard and this back have all sorts of issues. Now, we don't know who's who and where they're going to, but they do not bring enough here. So when one of these guys drops out, I think it's right here. So again, we drop out. Now it's these 2 in here to these 2. So they be able to make all these decisions on the move. But again, we've got 4 guys coming over here, this side, here, 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 here. We've got 4 guys blocking it. We got to find a way to block it. The right guard, I don't know how wrong he is, if he's wrong twice, but usually you don't let someone run across your face like this. Now the center eventually comes back. You can see him catch himself. But again, who the right guard is blocking to, if they think he's fanning all the way out to the defensive end, there's a miscommunication somewhere. Let's just say hypothetically, and this is a big hypothetical, let's just say, watching this now a handful of times, these 2 are going to these 2, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And these 2 would be working right here. Then right here would be the back. I mean, theoretically, you would be blocked up. You really would. I don't know why you'd want Graham blocking Bosa one-on-one on the edge. It doesn't make sense to me. But theoretically, you could do these 2 for these 2. Now, there's some perfect math with a clicker. But in reality, the right guard doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. Again, he doesn't block anybody. He misses on 2. He gives a dumbbell press there. Whiff, whiff, ball out. And when you have 7 guys blocking and there's a guy in the middle of the field as a quarterback, you're thinking you're safe. Now, that doesn't say that you can't feel it and protect the ball and not let the ball get smacked out of your hands. But again, how much of that is on the quarterback? How much of that is on scheme? How much of that is on the pass protection unit? A lot of it, the majority of it, is on the pass protection unit. Now, yes, you need to protect the ball. Yes, you got to feel it a little bit. But again, it's a combination of concept, protection, time in the game, all those things. Now we come back, and this one is just a terrible look. It's a bad look on many fronts. You're going to let this happen, and I know Aikman tried to get him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, the center's moving this way, you're moving that way. From someone who has fumbled a lot of snaps under center. So much so now that the team that I coach in high school only does shotgun snaps. Can tell you that they're both moving to the left. That looks like it hits him in the hands. You know, I'm not a detective, but that looks pretty good. To me, that's 100% on the quarterback. And obviously, 100% of anything is tough to prove. But my anecdotal thing with these things, and I'm pretty sure I've done a video on missed quarterback drop exchanges, is oftentimes my rule, and which was always true for me, and it doesn't mean that it's always true, is that if the quarterback falls on it, it's usually the center's fault because you're not pulling out. If the quarterback pulls out and doesn't fall on it, it's almost always the quarterback's fault. The center is going to the left. The quarterback is turning to his left. They're going the same direction. It's a power pass. This is just a pass. Pull in a guard. Now, the bad look, it's one thing to fumble a snap. It happens. Now, you don't want it to happen in a game, or let alone the NFC Championship game. But that look of just standing around is a bad look, bro. It's not cool on any level. Your teammates see it, everything. It's not good enough to put your hands on your hips. You got to sell out. I don't care what level player you are. You go get that thing. You make every effort in the world to go get the organization. Get the most important thing right there and protect the ball. That kind of look like that, that's just a bad vibe on so many levels. It's all bad. There is no sugarcoating it. Not good enough, all sorts of terrible, bad look. So from there, it just feels like now it's just kind of, we're drowning in sorrow. And then we come out right before half and we just throw a brutal pick on this seam ball. And I love this seam throw. We'll see it from the all-22. The opportunity is there. There's no doubt about it. He made that throw many times. Many quarterbacks make that type of seam ball. But this is a combination of scheme, time of the game, decision-making, not being on the same page, every excuse possible. But eventually it comes down to the quarterback. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't love the scheme. And we'll talk about it when we see it from the all-22. There are issues that could make this better and make the corner respect the width of the field better. But again, you have to be able to save the organization and not force these type of balls. And then the fact that they're nowhere near being on the same page. I mean, that wide receiver runs right through the seam area. This guy looks like he's in all sorts of trouble right here. I mean, there's no answers. Again, Troy Aikman telling us middle field's closed. I appreciate it. Corner down here is not threatened by a vertical route. This little stop route allows him to collapse in on the number 2. If the number 1 at the bottom of the screen were to run a go, he'd have to stay with width. Now, the number 2 who's running the seam for the Packers, he's got to feel that and know where to throttle down in the zone. You can't run through the area where you're going to get the ball. And Aaron's got to know that he doesn't have that kind of chemistry with that cat and can't do it. Eventually, it's all on the quarterback, but he's running through the opening. He's running to get covered right there. He's got to feel that, know where that ball is going to come. But again, the scheme allows that corner Mosley to make that play because they don't have an outside threat with the stop route as opposed to the vertical. And you have to know that as a quarterback. Love the drop. 1, 2, 3, let it out. No hitch. It's there. That is the throw that is there. This is just 3 verticals. Again, 7-man protection. It's not even 3 verticals. It should be 3 verticals. He runs like a stop or a hook. We get 2 seams up the gut. This is an opening. Middle field closed. He feathers in, though, and makes that play because he runs through, the seam runner runs through that area. He's got to come out here, widen to the 2 yards inside the numbers, and throttle and expect that ball, boom, right there on him. Now, if the scheme was a little bit different or better, in this regard, better, this would be a vertical as opposed to a stop. Now, the stop allows this guy to widen and run out underneath something, but it also allows this corner to collapse. And you got to know, I know this isn't Sherman, but Sherman's been collapsing on these seams routes his entire career. You know they talk about it, teach it. You can't run through the hole if you're the wide receiver, but you also have to realize that the corner is going to be able to make a play when you don't have an outside vertical. You got to be able to save the play caller. But again, this ball is forced. If they're not on the same page, now he's not even looking. And I love the anticipation, but you got to know that this guy doesn't know that. This ball just needs to go to the check down. Just get the ball to the check down. Force, tight window, runs through it. All sorts of bad. Right before half. Again, another momentum swing. Not even a momentum swing. Just more momentum. But again, from the quarterback standpoint, I see what he's seeing. It is there. But there's obviously some chemistry issues. The guy's running through a hole like he's never run a seam route before in his life. you got to know when you don't have an outside vertical that that corner in middle field closed zone is going to be able to fold off and play that number 2. And then if it's not clean, get it to the check down. And then finally, this last one, just bad on a number of levels. Now, I know that they got him beforehand. Adams going over the top of Sherman, and everybody wants to take a shot on Sherman, but he's a lot of things, but he's not stupid. You're not going to get him twice. He stayed over the top of that thing the entire time. Sharp, smart corner out there, knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, occasionally might get beat, but that's the life of the corner. To be able to come back and think you're going to get him twice on the same thing just seems naive to me and silly and misguided and all sorts of bad. And I know it was essentially over at this time, but really this is just kind of, to me, encapsulates, the night. Aaron trying to chuck it 65 yards as opposed to taking what's there, having the scheme, match the plan, match the execution, as opposed to just saying, yo, middle finger, we'll just throw it wherever I want, look off, and chuck it 65 yards. Frustration, boiling it over, letting that guy get the best of you, as an offensive guy, tough to watch. Great play, though. I mean, that's a beautiful catch from a corner, from anybody, 65 yards down the field. Really nice job. But again, to me, this is just a big post at the bottom, an over by the number 2 up top, and an in by the number 1 up top. And the ball needs to go to the over. It's just that simple. How far off of is he? I mean, this is why, Revis comes at Sherman. He's this far off, cover 3 corner, but he's not stupid. Like, he's 5 yards off of him. He's running. Aaron is looking to the left the entire way, trying to eyeball that middle field player and chuck it. Now, he does get it over the middle field player, but the corner, Sherman never even comes close to getting beat on this. Again, scheme-wise, it's just he's eyeballing this over. And this is really where the ball should go, way over here. But again, he hits him with this big post, got the over, and then this in. And really the read is, what does this middle field player do? But you got to have an awareness of the corner. If the corner's over the top of the post the whole way, you just can't throw it. There's going to be a huge space over here if that corner runs with the post. Now, it's easy for me to say the game's out of hand, got no rush on the quarterback, hitch. If he lays that thing out for the over on like the 40, it's a big hit. Now, do they win the game? No. But again, this just kind of shows the attitude, the kind of borderline like arrogance of like, I'll just chuck it 65 yards and get it. It resonates with the team, with the organization, that you're just going to do this. Like, he's looking to the left the whole way. He knows exactly what he's doing from jump. Left, hitch, boom. Now, it's an impressive throw, 65 yards, no doubt. It's a better catch, though. I mean, it was brutal the entire way, but I feel like some people, and rightfully so, Aaron has played and made throws that are special for a really long time. But by no means is it perfect, nor is it perfect all the time. And there's no excuses. There are some bad look plays. There's some bad third down. There's some bad scheme. There's some bad execution. There's some bad effort. Like, that's just real talk. Bad effort, poor look, contagious. Can't happen from the quarterback position. Can't happen from any position, let alone one of the all-time best. You just can't do it. You can't make that business decision. You can't not show that effort going after the ball. It's all bad, not good enough, straight up. That's as honest as I can possibly be. Again, coming from someone who, I'll put it on my, I fumbled some snaps. I know exactly what it feels like. I know exactly usually how it happens. That's real talk. That fumbled snap to me just kind of encapsulated that entire game. And then that final pick, just saying, middle finger, I'm going to chuck it as far as I can. I don't care. I already got this guy. Arrogant, just bad, just a bummer on many fronts. I think many of us thought it would be a better game. 49ers are obviously doing all sorts of special things on offense, running the rock. I'm excited to break that stuff down. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. See you next time.